Hey, hi everyone. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Okay, welcome to the C programming course. This is the first session, and this will be the open session for the week one. So we will take your query. So if you have any query, just raise your hand first. Then I will take your query one by one. Okay, regarding the course and contents of the week one. Okay, one second. Yeah, Komal, go ahead. Komal. Okay. Komal, your mic is off. You are speaking. Okay, next, Adit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Adit,
Am
go
I
ahead.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I have reviewed almost all of the content of the week one of the
Hmm.
introduction of C programming, and the professor has well explained everything. But,
Okay.
sir, I have confusion in the section where professor has explained about the CPU interaction with the outside world using memory.
Okay.
Sir, I want to specifically ask when he says reads from memory and writes from memory, that part I can't understand. Sir, I want to take an example that if CPU is interacting with the 100 peripherals, then let's
Hmm.
suppose everyone has a address from 1 to 100, and let's suppose my keyboard has an address of 10. So, sir, CPU constantly takes input via the address 10, but until and unless I press a key, memory respond with invalid data. But when I press the key, let's suppose I press A, the memory sends the respond to the CPU. After that, what happens? And this is my question. And uh, one more
Hmm.
question is there.
Hmm.
While CPU is interacting with the keyboard, what is happening? What is going on with the other 99 devices?
Other 99 devices.
Yes, sir. I have
Uh,
assumed that 100 peripherals are connected to the system.
okay. One second. Yeah, so you give me just 5 seconds. Yeah, sorry for the interrupt. Yeah, yeah, Aditya, go ahead. What are these peripheral device actually? You are just assuming.
Sir, I am assuming keyboard, mouse, and other input and output devices which are usually connected with the CPU. And
Mhm.
sir, professor has also taken some of the examples. So,
Okay, okay. And what are the other question you have?
sir, while CPU is interacting with one of the peripherals, what happens to the other, and how CPU communicates with the all at once?
Okay, okay. So, Adit, actually, in the current computers or this computing devices, actually, the power of the processor is very high. It not just uh, execute only one instruction. So it actually execute one instruction, but the speed is very fast. Okay, so it can manage many multi-programming things parallelly at a time. If you just listen the terms of the multi-processor, like this is a 8-core processor, it is a 4-core processor. So that means that there are multiple processors which are working simultaneously at a time. So they can manage all the communication, all the things. So computer can perform multiple tasks at a time, and it is actually very fast. So you will always think like that all the things are working in the parallel, but actually processor speed is very fast. Okay, it takes the input from one program and it
Okay.
execute that, and same times. So actually there are very deep level of the things performs in the computer, which actually you should know about what is the operating system, how operating system works actually, how operating system interact with the processor, and how it provides the task to the this processor. Okay, so there are some scheduling process. So there are many things involved in this process. This is just not a communication, you are pressing keyboard and it is directly going to the processor. Okay, so there are some scheduling processes also there, where some input message is coming, that it will come in the queue and it will be performed one by one according to the how many process is performing at the same time. Okay, so there are lots of things uh, involved in the computing devices. Okay, so and this question regarding the read and write things. So actually, the CPU is a separate part and memory is the separate part. CPU contains the some components like control unit and the ALU, and the another things is registers. Okay, so actually those programs are actually running in the computer. So related data and instruction sets are loaded into the RAM. Okay, and those part of the program or those part of the instruction are running actually that part will move to the CPU in registers, and that will execute by the processor. And so CPU will read the instruction and data from the RAM. Okay, and after performing the instruction execution, and it will write the output which is required output by the processor. It will just write into the main memory. Okay, so that things actually performed by some scheduler, and many other things are also involved, just not only these 2-3 part. Okay, so the other algorithms are also there, other dispatcher, or many things are there in the computer. So this is just a over basic idea of the communication like this. So how CPU actually interact with the main memory. Main memory we generally call the RAM. Okay, so RAM is also store the data temporary, which is actually running currently in our computer. Okay, if you are running, suppose if you are running a VLC media player, so what are the required program and data which actually used to run the VLC media player, that will load it from the hard drive to RAM, and what actual function we are performing on the VLC media player, the very small part will be moved to the CPU, and then CPU will just run that instruction, and it will store the small instruction and data in the registers. Okay, and register, and then ALU unit will perform the operation, and it will again write the write the things into the main memory. Once we close the VLC media player, all the data will be come back to the hard drive, which was just stored in the RAM during the execution times. Okay, so this read write operation is just a communication between CPU and main memory. And when any application is running, any program is running, so some required things actually move to the CPU, and that execute and then return back to the main memory in that way. So if we talking about the program execution, so program is just called a sequence of steps or sequence of instructions. Okay, So program is not as only one single instruction. So program may be a set of instructions, sequence of instructions. So one by one instruction will move to the CPU and will run and will return back. Okay, in
Sir,
that way, the communication will happen between CPU and this main memory. So
sir, I
peripheral
want to
device.
interrupt in between.
Yes.
Sir, I am satisfied with the second part of the answer which you have explained, sir. Basically, you are saying that there are other CPUs also which handle the tasks simultaneously. I'm right,
Yes, yes.
sir.
Yeah,
In the
one processor can also do the same things, but actually it happens very fast. So which I just said that
okay,
now actually there is some scheduling process. Suppose okay, let me share my screen and just explain with some steps. My screen is visible.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happened actually? There is one processor, like this is a processor. Okay, and some scheduler is there. There are many algorithm for this scheduling, and there is one queue is actually happen. Suppose there are 5 program is running at a time. Okay, and all this program is actually a sequence of steps. So maybe at a time one instruction for this program is coming in this scheduler, and one instruction coming from the second program, third instruction is coming from the third program, and in that way all the instructions are coming into a scheduler like this. Okay, and all these instructions are going to the processor. In the next cycle, once again the second instruction will move next level in the queue. Okay, so those who are coming at the first place in the queue, that will move to the processor first. In that way, the one instruction of the each program will move, execute by the processor. Then once again the second instruction of the each program will execute by the processor. In that way you will feel that all program is running simultaneously. Okay, this is for the this is a single processor. If we have only one processor and it is executing one instruction at a time. Otherwise, multi-processor system is also there. There are multiple processors, so this task is divided into a multiple processor, and that processor executes the same thing, sir. Okay. So
Sir, is that one clock cycle is?
yeah, clock cycle, that you can assume that the one clock cycle. So one instruction is executing one clock cycle like this. Okay.
Sir, one instruction is executing in one clock cycle, or all these instructions which are present in the queue will execute in one clock cycle?
So this is depends on the processor speed. So what is the processor speed is? So gigahertz. If you listen that the processor speed is gigahertz, that means that can execute that gigahertz operation at a time in a second like this.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So speed is very fast. So you will always feel that all things are running parallel. If you have already opened the Google Chrome, if you have already running VLC media player in your system, and there are multiple things you are running at a time. So all will execute at a time by the processor. But actual inside the computer, this scheduling is happening. Some scheduling algorithm is there that will actually take this instruction from each program one by one and schedule accordingly in some place, and then these instructions will pass to the processor.
Hello.
Yes,
So
Samad.
your voice is breaking in between, not staying.
Is for everyone.
No, sir, it's
No,
clear.
sir, it's fine. No, sir, it's okay.
Okay. So can you check your internet connection? Okay. Okay. So this is the things actually, but in this course, this is a programming course actually. Okay. So don't just feel that all the things are not covered in the lectures. All the things are not covered in this week. Okay. So just don't think that before starting the programming things, actually professor is giving a basic idea of computer, Otherwise, all the things are in very deep. There are many courses you have to learn computer architecture course, you have to learn operating system course, you have to learn digital communication, digital electronics course to understand all the things in deep. Okay, you have to learn processor, microprocessor course, and in this course, electronic system course, you will learn all some course later. So like this microprocessor and digital electronics, like this type of course you will learn later. At that time you will just understand that how the things are working in the computer. Okay, so in computer is basically electronic device, so there are lots of things involved in the computing process. Okay, but the basic idea of the main computer is just professor explained that how the main CPU is and how it interact with the memory, and what the how computing is happening. Because this idea you need when you start the programming course, you should know what is actually computer, how computer is executing, and why this computer is executing in that way. Okay, so before starting the programming, just a basic idea is given in the first week of the to understand the computer only. Okay, so this is not a operating system course or just a computer architecture course. This is a programming course. So maybe from week 3, yeah. So the week 1 is just basically what is computer and what is programming, like this. Second week you will just learn the number system. Actually, a computer only understand this binary bit 0 and 1. Okay, computer is electronic device, so only the electric signal can be passed through all the devices in the computer. So high signal and low signal we can consider as a 1 and 0. Okay, so these 0 and 1 is actually a basic input for the computer devices. Okay, so in the second week this binary number system will be introduced, some assembly language actually which processor understand to execute the instructions, that will be introduced. From week 3 onwards, the main programming component will be start. Okay, so like what is the programming and what is the data type instruction, this C, what is the C actually is, okay, operators. Then from week 3 programming will be start. But before that, some basic idea of the computer you should have if you are interacting with the computer.
Sir, does electronic systems degree include the computer architecture course or not?
Computer architecture course?
Yes, sir, and all that you are talking about.
I think no. Okay, but the basic things, this digital, how the processor actually works, and what is the internal part of the processor, how processor execute the instruction, what are the backend of the processor, that will be discussed in some courses like this digital electronics and switching, some switching device like this. So where you will learn the gates, where actually these are involved in the electronics chips, how this instruction are executing, how if you are performing some operation between two value, then how the internally electronic device is performing that addition. So some part you will learn related to the electronics things, but the operating system, how this operating system is actually managing all the things. So this operating system is actually a main part of the computer which actually manage all the things. Memory management, scheduling, all the things, input-output device interaction. This operating system is actually manage all the things. So this is the functionality of operating system. How the device is actually interacting with the computer. Okay, so that part will not be introduced in the electronics course. Operating system will not be introduced, but some part will be introduced. Okay, so computer architecture related some part will be introduced later.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but before for this programming course, only this basic understanding is fine. Okay, don't worry about
sir,
that, how the things are working internally. Yeah.
But sir, we can ask like to the professor in the other live sessions regarding the operating systems and computer architecture. They will be answering all such questions or not?
Actually, if you are asking something in the operating system, so there are lots of things. If you are asking specific question, you should understand all related things. there are many related to things are actually including to explain some things. If you are how the operating system works, so you should understand all things which are related to the operating systems. Okay, so because of that, each these operating system have separate course where you will learn all the things in the details. Then you can understand all the things clearly related to the operating systems. This is just not a single question based answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so here just you need to identify what is computer and how the computer is actually performing computation, and what the basic components of the computer actually working required to computing all the things. Okay, so that basic split memory architecture is discussed in the lecture. Okay, so if I show the diagram, one diagram I have of the CPU. One second. Yeah, this is the main basic architecture of the computer, where we are just there is one input. Okay, input part. There is one output part. So input, this is the input things. Where from we are receiving the input from the input devices. Okay, this is either be a touch screen, either be a keyboard, mouse, all the things. And output, this is the output part where we are looking the output. It may be in the form of the monitor, okay, in the screen. It may be in form on the printing device and any output device in the form. So this output is going in the output device. Apart from that, this is the main architecture. So one CPU is there, and the main memory is there. Okay, apart from that, another memory is also there, like secondary memory, if you see. Okay, so secondary memory is actually stores the data permanently, but this main memory not store permanently. This is stored temporarily. Related to the this only store the data which are actually currently running in our computer. Okay, because of that, if you see, if you have just see that size of the RAM is actually comes 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, but hard disk and SSD, this size is comes more than this main memory size, like 500, 1000, 1 TB. Okay, so this is the main memory which actually just load the data which is actually required to run for some specific task, and after that it will just move back to into the secondary memory. And this is the main above is the above yellow this CPU part. Okay, so the CPU actually contains this control unit. Control unit actually manage all the things, all the flow, how the read operation is happening, how the write operation is happening, which instruction will execute, okay, and which data we need from the main memory. All these flow things, okay, flow of instruction and flow of data. Actually, this control unit actually manages.
Sir, I want to interrupt in between.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, is that main memory random access memory?
Yes, random
Sir,
access memory is
so
also a main
which
memory.
type of RAM, SRAM or DRAM?
This is actually we consider as a DRAM. SRAM we consider as a static memory in the cache memory.
Okay.
Okay. There is one more memory. Cache memory comes between this main memory and this CPU. Sometimes this cache memory is also included in the CPU, but sometimes it may be outside of the CPU. But it's come between CPU and main memory to increase the communication. Okay, and cache memory
Okay, sir.
actually contains the data which is actually frequently coming to the CPU. If any instruction is frequently coming to the CPU, so that instruction will store in the CPU. So next time, if a CPU required the same instruction, so that it will check in the cache memory first. So speed of the cache memory is fast, and because it is closer to the CPU, then processor will check in the cache memory first. If a instruction is available in the cache memory, it will just read from the cache memory. If instruction is not in the cache memory, then it will read from the main memory. Okay, so cache memory comes between this main memory and this CPU. So if we just understand the hierarchy of the memory, okay, of the computer. So this is the diagram for the memory hierarchy. First thing from the CPU registers. Okay, if we look on the top, that is the CPU register, which is actually much closer to the ALU. Okay, ALU is the main processing part. Okay, and speed of the communication of this register is very highest with the CPU. Okay, then after cache memory comes, okay, then main memory, then all the remaining three memory which you are seeing in this diagram, that comes under this secondary memory devices, okay, which actually store permanently. Okay, magnetic disk, optical disk, magnetic tape, like this. So all this magnetic disk, optical, all are comes under the secondary memory, where we store the data permanently.
Sir, how are this cache memory is different from registers?
Yeah, so register actually registers are just store a like 8-bit or very small part of the data. Size of the register is very small. Okay, and it is just read one data from the memory, and like if you are performing some addition between two operands. Okay, so register will just only store the data like if you are adding 2 plus 5. Okay, so register will only contain 2 and plus operator and 5. Okay, all these three small value. Okay, so these registers are just used to directly communicate with the ALU. So sometimes ALU needs to store some temporary calculation value in some registers. So that will use some register directly, and it will this ALU will store some data in the register, then use again. So this is the closest memory space with the from the ALU part, processor part. Okay, after
What
that
about
cache,
cache memory?
yeah, cache memory comes between this CPU and main memory. Cache memory is basically, if you see this diagram, so if you can just assume that the cache memory comes between here like this. Okay, so suppose you are running a program which actually calculate the sum of two input elements. Okay, so that program is actually containing many instructions. Okay, so like 8 line or 9 line, this is a program to add two value. Okay, but when we run this program, so these all the complete program will come into a main memory. Okay, and any part, so suppose a computer is executing only first instruction of this program, then only one instruction will move to this cache memory, or you can say that the CPU. So what happens sometimes, if any part of the program which are actually suppose this is a one instruction which are actually repeatedly executing many times in the program. Okay, so one time, second, third, fourth, like this. So this instruction will store in the this cache memory. Okay, and every time when CPU is reading the next instruction, okay, so CPU always check the cache memory first. Cache, if instruction is already exist in the cache memory. Actually, the main purpose of the cache memory is to store the instructions or data which are frequently coming into the processor. So there are some algorithms actually with if any instruction is coming again and again to the processor, so that instruction is actually stored in the cache memory for some time. Okay, so in the process of execution, processor first check that instruction from the cache memory. If instruction is available in the cache memory, then directly read from the cache memory. Okay, because the reading and writing speed of main memory is slower compared to the reading of or writing from the cache memory. The speed of cache memory is fast compared to the main memory.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so in that way, that CPU can increase their execution speeds.
Yes,
So,
Yeah.
is the data in the cache memory stored permanently or it is like temporary?
Temporary. all are actually comes under like the random access memory, or we can say that the temporary memory. All these are a temporary memory. Main memory, this cache memory, and also registers. All these type of memory comes under a this temporary memory. Okay.
How does
Okay, sir.
program counter plays a role in cache memory?
Program counter is a different things. Program counter is a registers, okay, and actually program counter contains the information of next instruction, okay, which instruction will execute next after the current execution instruction which are executing right now. Okay, that actually contain the address of next instruction. So that is actually one register which store the next instruction which will be execute after the current instruction. Okay. So all the data instruction and data are actually first. So if you just think practically, which you are using these mobile phones and you are using computers. So if there are many things, first you install if you are installing any application, so that the related file actually installed in your hard drive. Okay, if you are installing operating system in your computer, still you can see the main files are stored into your hard drive. You can see you can just open your C drive, or where you have just installed your operating system. You can check the related files are available in your hard drive first. Okay, when you run when you start your computer, so related file of the operating system actually loaded into a main memory, and when once the computer is started, so all the related operations which are required to running the operating system actually loaded into a RAM, and then processor is just communicate with the RAM what is the required things. Same things if you are running any applications, so that application data first will loaded from the hard drive to main memory, and then CPU will communicate with the main memory through the so this cache memory is just a mediator. Okay, so if any instruction is repeatedly coming in the CPU, that instruction will store in the cache memory for some time. So that will improve the speed. Actually, that will improve some speeds.
Sir, sir, one question came to my mind. RAM is referred as main memory, but hard disk is referred as secondary memory. Sir, why is that so?
Yeah, main memory actually. Okay, main memory. So these terms are given to the CPU, computer. They have some meaning. So main memory means which part which are actually running in the computer, that will store in the main memory. Otherwise, there are many files which you stored in the hard disk, so that are actually not always running in the running condition.
Sir, but both of the memory are able to store the files. So why only RAM has the capability to store files, not the hard disk?
No, speed, actually the speed of the hard disk is very low compared to the main memory. So if you see the lower diagram, so you can see the speed of this secondary part is very low. Read write speed is very low. And
Sir, why is that so?
This depends on the how these are actually built, what material is used to build. So some like this optical disc is developed by some different material, this magnetic tapes is developed by the different materials. So these are actually some hardware which is developed by some different material. So but speed of this material is low, this memory is low, and cost is also low. If you see the cost also, okay, so if you check the cost of main memory is very high compared to the secondary device. Okay,
I think, sir, I think.
So can you,
yeah,
so can you take some questions which is based on memory model?
yeah, Pratibha, I'll come on that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can I
Sir.
ask in Hindi?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir,
सर मेरा भी यही डाउट है, वो जो मेमोरी लोकेशन होता है ना, लाइक ए स्टोर इन M0, बी स्टोर इन M1 एंड रजिस्टर R0 इक्वल टू 0, वो सर्टेन स्टेप्स
Okay,
रहते
okay,
हैं।
Sumit. Yeah, I'll discuss some questions from the practice assignments related
Okay.
to that. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
In modern computers, the RAM is increasing day by day, so to
But
increase
still,
the efficiency of the computer. But sir, likewise, it is also become like the main memory, so it will not decrease the speed as it is increasing, like as memory main.
no, if we are increasing, if we are first thing, if you are taking the memory size like 4 GB, okay, so after some time it is increased to 8 GB, 16 GB. Still, it is very less compared to the secondary device. Okay, 'cause right now we are using 16 GB, 32 GB max. Because cost of this main memory, this RAM is actually very high compared to the this secondary memory. If you want to purchase like this RAM of size like 500 GB or 1 TB, the cost will be very high, and your computer cost will become very high. Okay, so we cannot increase.
But that will decrease the speed of ALU operations.
No, that depends on the how much things is required of the CPU at a time. So how many operation we are performing. So if you are increasing the main memory, that means you can perform multiple tasks, many multiple tasks at a time. Okay, so at a time, suppose if you are using 2 GB RAM, okay, 2 GB RAM. So and you are performing 10 tasks parallelly at a time. So maybe the required data of the 10 programs is below this 2 GB. Then these all 10 programs will perform. But if you want to perform 100 programs on the 2 GB at a time, okay, so required data of the 100 programs is, there is a chance it may be greater than the 2 GB. But so it will not perform in the 2 GB RAM. Okay, so if you remember that initially the Windows XP is actually used. Okay, at that time that only 2 GB and 1 GB RAM was also enough. But right now we are using the latest Windows 10 and Windows 7, or now Windows 11. So the size of Windows is also size of operating system is also increased. Now these latest operating system cannot be run on 1 GB RAM or 2 GB RAM, because the required data which are required to running these operating system is very high compared to the previous operating system. Okay, so if we are increasing the size of the RAM, that means you can perform many application or many things at a time, because we have increased the size of RAM. 16 GB, so 16 GB data can contain by the RAM at a time, and that can be executed by the processor. Okay.
Sir, so finally, hello. Yeah, so finally, what I understood was like in the main memory, all the files will be stored, and in the secondary memory, and in the main memory, like what are the program we are executing, the thing will be taken into the main according to the instance, and in that program, some part will be like carried into the register and cache memory. Like this would be very dynamic. So this is the role of all the memory hierarchy.
Yes,
Right?
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, and cost, if we just make the direction of the cost, so cost is actually decreasing in that way. The cost of the CPU register is high, very high compared to the cache memory. Then, so this is the direction of the cost. If we talk about the speed of the memory, so direction will be this. Direction will be this magnetic tape to CPU register. So speed of the magnetic tape is very low, and CPU register is highest. Okay,
Yes, so one more thing, like
similarly for the capacity, so capacity is also increased in that way.
Is this PDF shared for us?
So this is not in the final condition, but I'm planning to create some notes, actually this get online notes. Okay, so once it is finalized, I will upload and will share the link.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir, one
I
more
just
thing.
wanted to.
Huh?
Sir,
Sorry.
the professors had shared some reference materials like that the C programming language by K and R.
That
So
books.
when we open the book looks very clumsy. Like a lot of information appears in the book. So in what way we have to refer? Like, is there any procedure?
Okay, so actually that books are related to the programming things. Okay, so once the programming part is introduced, okay, from week
Yeah,
3 onwards, the
actually,
programming will
I have
introduce.
already gone through the qualifier process,
Hmm.
qualifier lectures, and what I found was even though if you know the basics, we can't go through the book. At the beginning itself, they have just introduced some big level programs. So as examples for small concepts, they are using a big level programs.
Hmm. So we will start from the basic now. We will start from the scratch from week 3 in the programming.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I just want to ask some.
Ha, ha, ha. Yes.
Sir, should we be installing the C program right now or will it be informed to us later?
Sorry. Can you repeat what you are asking?
Should we be installing the C program right now or will it be informed to us later about it?
No, we are not starting this C program in the week 1 and week 2. We will start C programming in the from the week 3. So in the initial 2 weeks, you already you only receive theory type of assignments. From week 3 onwards, one more type of assignments will come in your portal. That is programming assignment, where you have to write the program.
Is that the online proctor exam?
So have you?
Sir,
So are you term students or qualifier students?
I'm J student.
Okay. So that means you are qualified. Okay, so for OPP exam, so OPP that online proctored exam will come after week 6. So at that time, you have enough knowledge how we can write the program.
Sir, just a small query.
Hmm.
Sir, for the students who have uh, passed through the qualifier exam,
Hmm.
uh, it's a small request kind of thing. When the week 3 material arrives, can we start the programming part from the scratch, as there are many doubts in the programming part?
Yeah, definitely. We will just explain everything from the scratch in the first 4 week for
Okay,
the
sir.
qualifier. Okay,
Yes.
so you can also participate in the sessions and just understand what the thing. And these assignments are also changed.
Yes, sir. They
So
are changed.
if you have access, then you can once again solve the new assignments.
Sure, sir.
Okay. So yes.
Sir,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kajal.
sir, how conditions and branches change the control flow of a program?
Conditional and branches. So you are talking of related to the program or just basic for the this memory model type of questions?
Sir, this was a topic after the program counter.
Okay. Conditional means okay. 1 second. So I just open the practice assignment and some questions are also there and asked by some other. So what is this actually conditional statement things? So conditional statement things. Suppose if you want to check number is a even or odd. Okay. We are just I'm just giving some basic example how the conditional statement actually works. So we have one number like a equal to 7. Okay, and we want to check that this number is even and odd. So based on that, we can just mention one conditional expression here. So we just check if a reminder to equal to 0. Okay. So if this condition is true, so based on that condition, if we write the steps like so one step this, second
Your
step.
voice is breaking down.
It is for everyone or
No, sir, it is fine.
No, it's clear.
okay. 3, okay, 4 and 5 like this. Okay, so we can just print this even. Okay, so we can write simply like that, go to step 3. Otherwise go to step 4. Okay, so what we are doing, we are simply checking a condition, and based on the condition output, so condition output will always a boolean value, true or false. Okay, either condition will be satisfied or not satisfied. So based on this condition, we will decide where we need to jump to execute the next instruction. Okay, so this is a sequence of instruction. Okay, and always the execution will always happen from top to down approach. Okay, so instruction is given like that, 1 2 3 4. So execution will start from the first instruction and will move to the lower instruction, top to down approach. But we can also handle this control, this execution control. Okay, so from the second condition, we are just mention one condition, and based on the condition output, if the condition is true, then we can jump to a specific instruction. If this condition is false, then we can jump to another steps directly. So there is some jump statement, and we can directly jump according to this conditional statement. So this conditional statement decide that which instruction will execute next. Okay, so in this case, if a equal to 7, so now we will move to the next. So first instruction will execute this. Okay, after that we are checking that second instruction, and now there is one condition is given. So a reminder, a division 2, and this symbol is actually used to calculate the remainder, what remainder is coming after dividing 2. Okay, so if we are dividing 7 by 2, so what remainder is coming? 1. So now this side is 1, and we are comparing both left side and right side. Are both equal? No. Okay, not equal, that means this part is false. And what we have written that if this is this condition is okay, true, okay, then go to step 3. Otherwise go to step 4, and 4 step we can like this print odd. Okay, now this is end, 5 is end.
Okay, sir, I got it, but the branches also mean the same as conditions, right?
Yes, so same thing. So similar the loop things. If we want to execute the same information many number of times, then we can use this loop.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, and this is the conditional thing. So this is called the branch and control. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And okay, so this some question related to the this memory model. So let me check some question if it is exist in the.
Sir, sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how long will the data stored in cache memory, sir?
So there are some once again. So this is depends on the algorithms. What algorithms is actually used by the operating systems. And based on the operating system, it depends on the basic the operating system. Not this is the fixed thing.
Oh,
okay, so we cannot just mention any fixed answer for this.
Like in
okay, so
mobile phone.
some internal algorithm is used actually. That algorithm is actually decide that which instruction will be stored in the cache memory after some repetitions. Okay. And how much time it will store in the cache memory. So that all the things decided by the operating system algorithms.
Okay, sir. I think in mobile phone, each app have some cache data.
Yes.
It will stored until we delete it, like like in computer, sir.
Yes. So sometimes if you see that in the browser.
Yeah.
Okay, or the password things. If you just store the passwords, so that is stored into a in this cache memory. So that is also a similar type of things.
Okay, sir.
Okay, if you are searching some data on the browser, that in the second time it will search quickly if you have already searched before.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
That is cookies way similar to.
That cookies also, yeah. Cookies cookies stores the data during the sessions. Actually,
Web browsing.
Yeah, web browsing, or if we just open any website, so some session is actually started. when we close the website thing, so that session is actually closed. So during this session, some cookies is actually stored in our. Okay, so similar to this login data, if we are not log out our some websites, so in the next time it will automatic login again. But once we log out, then it will not. We have to give the credential again.
Sir, but all the browsing data, I suppose they are stored on the hard disk itself.
Not hard disk. Browsing data, yeah, cache, that cookies things is actually stored in some place in the hard disk. Yeah, correct. The next time when we start computer, and then it will just read the things from the hard disk, and that it comes into a main memory, and that will leave. Or it is also stored on the cloud, like if you are using Google things, so it is also stored on the cloud if you are using again.
So I have a doubt regarding practice assignment 1.
Okay, yeah,
Can I? Yes, yes,
this
sir.
one?
So question, sir, practice assignment question number 15. 15. Yes,
This
sir.
is actually some memory way.
Yes,
This
sir.
is not the
Then, sir,
content
how
related.
to tackle this type of question, because we don't know about more
Yeah.
about
So
these
actually, this
topics, sir.
14 question, this is given in the practice assignment. You should explore these things. Okay, this is this type of question actually generally we not give in the final exam. So, but to explore some things, we are giving this type of question in the practice assignment. So you should explain that what type of memory used in this previous processor, which are used actually sometimes before. So what is this type of this Apple M1 and BD? All these are the processor actually. Okay, so how much
Only
memory?
for. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so similar to the 14 question also, this part is also not taught in the lectures. Okay, but you
Okay,
should
sir.
explore
Got it.
that how much memory it takes when it works. So this up
For knowledge.
yeah, only the knowledge basis. But in the
Okay, sir.
exam, you will only find out the question which is actually taught in the lecture. Okay, and this memory model based question like this, how we can solve these questions. I'm just copying one question.
सर स्टार्टिंग से ही पूरा एक बार बता देना, मेरे को बहुत डाउट है इसमें.
हाँ, so step by step we will just solve this. I think Prithiva, you have also problem in this, no? Memory model
Yes,
questions.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just saw your mail also. Okay. Okay, so this question is given. So what is given actually, some sequence is given, and this is actually called a program sequence of instructions. So always this instruction set execute from top to down flow. Okay, and what happening inside this instruction? So just these are actually registers, and this M is actually a memory. Okay, so M0 is a one location of memory, R0 is a one registers. Okay, so name is given R0, R1, R2, so all these are the different registers. So in this process we are using 4 registers, R0, R1, R2, R3. Okay, so all these type of all these are registers which will store some data during the execution, and this is the memory locations. Okay, so we are reading some data from memory, and when we are writing something like R0 equal to 0, okay, so that means what we are doing in this sequence, so this is an assignment operator. Assignment operator means, so what value is stored on the right side of this assignment operator, this value will stored at this location. Okay, so this 0 value
Yes,
will
sir.
store this R0 location. So this left side is a location and right side is a value. So in the next line, if we are writing like this, R0 equal to R1, okay, same things, we are just reading the value which are located at this location. Okay, we are taking the value from the right side, and that value we are storing on this location. So this is the meaning of this assignment operator things.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, this is the value and we are storing into this location. And same things, this arrow sign is also given. So this arrow is just representing a loading things. So some part is actually discussed in the lecture, loading and storing. So these operations are required for the reading or writing operations.
Yes, sir.
From memory. Okay, so arrow is given. So these equal and this arrow is also a similar type of operation, but we just giving this as a arrow because we are performing this operation from memory. So this means we are loading some data from memory and storing in this location R1. Okay, now
Okay, sir.
After understanding this, just go step by step, one by one. For this type of question, if you don't know what steps will come at the 7, then you can solve, you can just put all the steps at this place 7 and then check what final value is coming at this M2 place. Okay, and what is the main question? Question is that consider the following steps to compute the value of A into B. Okay, so we are simply multiplying two value A into B, but our CPU only support plus and minus operation. Okay, so we cannot directly multiply. We can perform this operation with the help of these two operations plus and minus. Okay, now
yes, sir.
Let A and B be located at memory location M0 and M1. So this A and B value is initially located at M0 and M1. Okay, and R0, R1, R2, R3 be the 4 available registers. Okay, so these registers are available. So these are actually, this is a problem. This AB is a problem, but how we will solve this problem with the help of memory and registers. Then we will just try to solve this, and final output we will store into a M2 location. M2 location. So this is the problem. Okay, so after multiplying of A value into B, then final output we will store inside M2. So you can see the last 8th instruction in this program is R3 value is moving storing to a M2. Okay, so that means output should be stored finally in M2 location. So how we can perform? First things, we want to perform like this multiplication operation A into B. Okay, and now you can take any value to understand this problem, like A equal to 2 and B equal to 5. Okay, now you want to perform 2 into 5 without using this multiplication operation. You can only perform plus operation or minus operation because CPU support only this according to the problem. Okay, so now how you can perform this? So what is the meaning of this 2 into 5? That means
2 plus 2 plus 2 5 times.
Yeah, 2 plus 2 plus 2 like this. If we will add this 2 5 times, so then we will get 10. Similar answer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that means we need to repeat addition process. So we will read one value from here, and we will repeat the addition with the same value 5 times. Okay, so this is the time. This is representing times. If here we want to perform 2 into 10, that means we will add 2 with the same value 2 10 times. Okay, so this is happening in this process. So if you see step by step, so what just note down that you have 4 registers. So R0, R1, R2, R3. Okay, I just mentioned that. Actually, the operation are performing on these registers. First, what we are doing, R0 equal to 0. So initially we are storing R0 by the first instruction. Okay, so 0 value we are storing into R0. Second, M0 and M1. So this M0 is A, M1 is B. Okay, according to the question, A is stored at M0, B is stored at M1. So that means R1 is containing A. Now we have just read the value from M0 location, which is representing A, and M1 value which we are representing B. Okay, so this is the things. Okay, after third instruction. Now we are taking one more register R3 equal to 0. So we are assigning simply 0 value. So this is the initialization. So after 4 instruction, this is the status of value in each register R0, R1, R2, R3. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Step instead of arrow, there should be equal to.
actually we are initializing something, so this is also fine. Yeah, it may be equal to, but it is not affecting something. So this is theoretical things. Okay, so this is not a fixed standard things. This is just a theoretical things to understand the flow of the execution. Okay, so that arrow and equal both are the same things. We are simply storing some right side value into a left side location. Okay, so R3 is also 0. Now next instruction, just move to the next instruction. So R3, so now we are just storing the value at R3 place. Okay, so what are the on the right side? So R3 plus R2. Okay, R3 plus R2. So what is the value of R3? 0. R2 value is
0.
Yeah.
P.
Okay, so that means next value on so R3 plus R, this will become 0 plus B.
B.
Okay, B. I've written B. Yeah, so you can write the B. Correct. 0 plus B. So R3 value is updated now B. Okay, next. Now R0 equal to R0 plus 1. So what was the value of R0? 0. Okay, now we have added one value inside this 0. So now it will become 1 in the first thing. Now we need one instruction here at the 7th place. So what should be the correct instruction from the option? So that is actually give the correct answer for this. Okay, so you can simply put one by one instruction. So if R0, first put this instruction at the 7th place. So what is happening actually? So R0, if R0 is less than R1, go to step 3. Okay, so R0 value, what is the R0 value is 1. Okay, and we are comparing this value with R1 value. Okay, so this is A. Okay, so suppose now take some example. So A equal to like 4 and B equal to like 5. So now we have started R0 equal to 0, and this is the value. R1 value is 4. Okay, so R1 value is now 4, and R2 value is this 5, and R3 value we have updated by B, 0 plus B. So this is also 5. Okay, so what? And in the first step, now we increase the R0 value, so now it will become 1. Okay, now we are comparing R0 is less than R1. Yes, R0 is less than R1, correct? Now go to step
All
3.
right, sir.
Go to step 3. So in that way, you can figure out that what, so one by one, just put this value in the 7th steps and check where we are getting the correct answer. So correct answer, you know that what should be the correct answer? 4 into 5, 20. Okay, so for 20. So just perform this operation step by step and check, are you getting 20 at this M2 place or not after performing the operations finally. Okay, and this control flow is
Yes, sir.
basically R0 is less than R1. So R0 is less than R1. So this so I'm taking here 4 and this is 5 like, and then okay, so this is 4 and this is 5 and this is also 5. So when we are just increasing 1, now we are, if we are taking first condition, so R0 is less than 1, yes, correct, true. So 1 is less than 4, correct. Then go to step 3. So 3 step is this R2. So once again we will start from here. So R2 is now M1 value. So once again we are reading the value from the M1. So this is 5. So 5 value will once again will start saving here, and R3 will 0. Okay, so this will become 0 again here, and then we are just doing R0 plus 1. Okay, so 1 plus now 1 plus B. Yeah, 1 plus B. So this is 5. Okay, and once again we will perform. So are you getting the something addition in the correct way in this way?
No,
So
sir.
1 plus 5. Okay, so we are not getting the correct things. Okay,
Yes,
so if you
yes,
are
yes.
feeling that we are not getting in the correct way, just change the option. Now in the second step, if you see R0 is less than R1, go to step 5. Okay, so now you are moving to here. Go to step 5. Okay, now the value was 0, 4, 5, and 5, 0 plus 5, yeah. So this is the second step value. Now if you move this, if you check this condition, if R0 is less than R1, so yeah, this after increasing this, okay, 1 is less than 4, yeah, correct, and go to step 5. So step 5 is R3 equal to R3 plus R2. So R3 value is adding Y now, R3 plus R2. So you can see that. So 5 plus, so R3 is 0 and
0.
0 in the last time we add this 0 plus R2. Okay, yeah, so 0 plus R2 is 5, yeah, correct. Okay, once again we are repeating the same things. Okay, so 5 plus 5, the previous value was 5, then once again we are adding 5, and we are incrementing this in this equation. Okay, now we will, after performing this, next value is R0 equal to R0 plus 1. Now it will become 2. Once again 2 is less than 4, so that means what we are doing in this process, we are adding this 5 plus 5 plus 5, but we are checking this as a how many times we will add. Okay, so after every time we are increasing this R0 value by 1, and we are comparing that this value is reached till this R1 value or not. Okay, and every time what we are doing, we are simply adding this 5 plus 5 repeatedly. So once again 2 is less than 4, once again we will add 10 plus 5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now it will become 3. Now this 15 plus 5. Okay, now next instruction, this it will become 4, but 4 is not less than, now this condition is false. Okay, 4 is not less than 4, 4 is equal to 4. This condition is now become false. So in that case, you can see you will get, so
yes sir, yes sir,
20, you will get 20 answer, and finally you are storing R3 value. So R3 value is finally 20, and 20 is storing in this M2. Okay, and this, so in that way, for this option you are getting correct answer. So
yes,
to solve this type of
got
problem, just store the value, just take some example and just go step by step how the flow is happening, and just check that finally you are getting the same answer or not. So this is the basic of the programming. Actually, after week 3, you have to create this sequence. Computer is just a box. Okay, without giving the instruction, a sequence of instruction, computer will not do anything. You have to you have to tell the computer what is actually what is the set of instruction the computer need to execute to perform your task. Okay, so here the
yes sir,
instruction sequence of instruction is given in from the week 3 onwards, or from week 4, you have to decide this sequence to perform some task. Okay, so just follow the sequence, perform the operations, and check are you getting the correct answer or not in the each question. Okay, so this is the way to solve this type of questions. Okay, and
okay sir, thank you.
and graded assignment, there are some questions, memory related things.
Sir, question 8 and 9, I think.
Yeah, so yeah, this is correct. Okay, so this is also a similar question, but we are performing the operation directly in the memory locations. Okay, so first we are storing 2 value in the memory location 0, then 1 value in the memory location 1. Okay, some instruction sequence is given, so just execute one by one. Okay, and when you are coming on the 7th steps, here one condition is given, if M0 value, so what is the value at M0 is less than K, then go to step M0. So this M0 means what value is stored in this M0. Suppose 3 value is stored in the M0, so that means go to the step 3, and then start execution once again from 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then check once again what is now the value of M0. Okay, and check it, if it is less than K, then go to step once again, check what is the value of the M0, that based on that decide the number steps where you need to jump. Okay, so in that way this execution will perform. but here the k value is not given, okay, in this initial process. So now in the question number 8, if k equal to 6, now k value is given, just put this k value in this place, at the place of k, 6. Now check that how the flow is happening. Okay, so suppose in the one
Up to
steps,
6.
I am just mention 6 value at the place of k. Okay, I am just
Yes,
explaining
yes,
one.
sir.
I am explaining one flow. Okay, so m0 value is 2, m1 value is 1. Now m1 we are increasing by 1. Okay, so what value was the m1 place? 1. So now m1 will become 2. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now once again we are
Yes, sir.
increasing the same value. So now m1 become 3. Now
3.
once again we are increasing m1 4. And okay, and last m0 value we are incrementing by 1. So what was the m0 value? 2. Okay, 2 will increase by 1. So 3. So m0 value is 3. Now check this condition. m0 is less than k. So 3 is less than 6. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Go to step m0. So what is the value of m0? 3. So that means jump to 3 steps. Okay, and check again. So now what was the previous updated value in m1 is 4. Okay, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Once again start the same steps. Now start once again, add one more. Okay, now this will become 5. Okay, m1 will become 5. Now here 6. Now 7. What was the previous value of m0? 3. Okay, now you are adding one more. So 4. Okay, now next condition, m0 is now 4. 4 is less than 6. Correct. Once go to step 4. Now go to step 4. Now previous value of m1 was
7.
7. Now 8.
9.
Okay. 8 and then 9 and then m0 will become 5. Okay, so in that way just solve this problem and check what after completion of this instruction. So after some times this condition will become false. At that time just move to the next step. Okay, end. So just check
Got
that
it, sir.
after completion of the instruction what value is coming in this m0 and m1. Okay, so this is graded question. I am not just telling the final answer for this. Just go step by step and check. Okay, now the 9th question is also related to this. Now you have to tell that what value should be come at the place of k. So this programs goes to a infinite loop. So that means you have to put some value of k here. So every time, so when you are coming at the 7 value, okay, so this condition or maybe that's the value of m0 should be or we can say that yeah. So if this m0 value will become 7, what is the condition of infinite? If this m0 value will become 7 or k value is greater than this 7. Okay, so in that case this condition will always be jump to the same condition.
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose this m0 is 7 and this k value is 10 or 8, we can say that. So in that case this jump will always be happen on the same step 7. So this will repeat again and again and will never stop because the m0 value will not update, and once again it will check with the same data, and this once again it will jump to the same steps. So this will repeat again and again. So just think about that, for which condition we will jump on the same 7th steps. Okay, now similar to the 10th question, I've just explained that. Okay, so one equation is given. Okay, we want to store the final solution or in the place of m2, this m2 location. Okay, so just put each option equation at this step 5 and solve. Okay, and just perform execution step by step and check finally the correct answer is coming on the m2 or not. So to check this correct answer, just take some value for a and b. Okay, just take some value for a and b and check what the answer is coming by this equation, and then check same answer is coming at the 9th steps in the M2 location or not. Okay, so based on that you can just validate your answer by the options. So some question can be solved by the options. Just put the option here and just check.
Can we take any value, positive, negative?
Yeah, you can take any value here. For A and B, for this expression a square plus 2ab plus b square, you can take any value and just check what answer is coming when you are solving this equation manually in the paper and pen, and the same output is coming by this sequence of steps or not. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So,
Okay, sir.
yeah, this is the way the computer actually understand. We just give this type of sequence to the computer, and computer just execute this instruction one by one, and finally get the correct answer on the location which we where we need actually.
Sir, question 6, please. Grade assignment 1.
Okay, question. Yeah, this is okay. So here one equation is given, like given a value of a in M0 and b in M1, same things. Okay, and correct implementation that compute the stores the value in 4 into a plus b. So just take any random value for a and b, just like a equal to 5 and b equal to 10. And what output is what value is coming after this expression? So 4 into 5, 20, plus 10 is 30. Okay, just put this 10, which value you assume here for the calculation, just put this value at M0 and M1 location and just perform this sequence and check the same output is coming at the M2 location or not.
सर
Yeah.
सर यहाँ पर R4 ले रखा है पहले ऑप्शन में,
हाँ,
ऐसा ले सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ, so we have fixed value na here. We have one constant here in the equation 4 into a. So because of that, this 4 is coming at the first place.
No, sir. I think register 4, R4.
Where is R4?
In option A, I think 5th step.
Yeah, yeah, we can take any number of registers. Okay, here one option is given. That means we are assuming that we have enough number of registers. Okay.
Sir,
So
is it important to assign a particular register to every constant in every case?
No, not constant. Actually, this sequence of instruction is designed based on that what equation we are solving.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is not a standard thing. This is just this sequence is actually developed to solve this given expression.
Okay, sir.
Okay, here one constant is there with the 4 value. That 4 is assigned to the R0 first.
Sir, what is the name of exactly this topic I found in internet?
Actually, this is not a specific topic. This is just just give some idea of the computation, how actually computer understand the computation. Okay, how actually computer execute the sequence of instruction to solve something. Okay, so you will not find any particular this similar type of things in the internet. Okay, this is just a theoretical things. How we are just performing set of instructions and we are giving to the computer, and computer simply executing one by one from top to down.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and check final, what are we getting the correct output at the final locations or not. Just okay.
Yes,
yeah, in that way.
Yes, sir.
Because this is very important to understand the programming. Otherwise, if you don't know the flow of the executions, then you cannot develop the program also. So first things, you should understand the flow of execution. So what is actually flow of execution? Okay, how computer execute the instruction in the given sequence. So you should know the flow of executions, flow of instructions, executions, and then you can understand the programming algorithms, how you can develop the algorithms to write the program. So in the finally we will come at the programming things. So programming is also a similar type of things, but we just change the language. So this is the basic theoretical things. But when we comes to the programming, some specific syntax will be given by the programming language, and we have to use that syntax, and we have to write the similar type of instruction in the using the given syntax by the programming language.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this flow of execution.
It means, sir, it is a representation of operation.
Yes, computation.
Yes, yeah, computation.
Yeah, computation by the processor. So this is just a representation how the things are happening internally in the computer. So actually, so because of that, this basic things is introduced. So what is the memory, what is the processor, and what is the registers. So because of that, using this registers and memory locations, this is discussed here. Okay, programming language is a higher level language which human can understand. Okay, so if you say so C is the some syntax is given. Python right now, Python is very popular. So Python is provide very easy syntax similar to English language. So you can understand easily what instruction is there. You can so this is just a basic idea, and actually the processor understands this machine level language. So machine level language means this 0 1 0 1 0 1 things which you cannot understand. So
binary language.
Yeah, binary language. And then one more level is comes assembly language. So some processor language we just consider that. In the big 2 you will just get some idea of the assembly language. Actually high level language just convert to a this lower level language, assembly or this machine level language. Okay, and that language is actually executed by the processor. Okay, you will write some program in C language or Python language or Java language, any language, but that instruction will convert finally into a machine level language by the compiler. Okay, and processor only understand this machine level language. So this is just an idea how the communication happen during the computations between registers and memory, and how value stores and how operation is performed.
Sir.
Yes.
Sorry for ask this question, sir. Are you from UP side?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, from where can we get similar questions to practice?
For practice, just solve from week 1 and week 2, just solve these problems. So we are not providing more problems on the similar types of, and you can also not find out the similar problems at any place. But just solve these problems which are given into the assignments. But understand this, okay? How we are solving.
Okay.
Okay, just not learn the questions, just understand the questions, how you are solving these questions.
Yes, sir.
Because the always in the exam similar type of new question will come if you learn all these specific
these
questions
are only for the theoretical understanding.
Yes, theoretical understanding of the flow of execution by the processor and using the memory and registers. Okay. Okay, so maybe on Monday I will discuss some algorithm things using the Scratch tools, so which are actually very helpful to understand the programming from the initial. Those who are very new in the programming and never learned the programming before this course, so we will discuss some things related to that on Monday session. Okay, and tomorrow session is also a open session, so you can just ask your query in the tomorrow session, and you can also discuss the practice questions in tomorrow session. Okay, any other question?
Sir? Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, is practice assignments and graded assignments is enough for a qualifier exam, sir? Is this, if we study, is it enough, sir?
Yeah, as I said that the similar question will not, not exact question will not come, the similar question will come.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So you will, so
yes.
maybe this type of question, so this memory model computation type of question, so question will become changed, but the process will be similar. to solve.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so assignments, this practice assignment and theory assignments are enough to solve in the qualifier exams if you are understand everything.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Any other question in this assignments?
Sir,
if you are
where
not-
to do extra questions like this?
Okay, so similar question will not be available similar to of this, but theory question like this basic things, what is ALU, what is control unit, this type of question you can easily find out. Just simply search what is CPU, then you will find out all the things about this CPU. But this computation type of question will difficult to find. Okay. So just solve all the questions which are available in your theory assignments and practice assignments.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If anyone have
So
any
when you
query,
are going to share the PDF,
PDF of which?
from which you are explaining about the memories.
Okay. Actually, we are developing some notes for the online textbook on the GitHub actually. So we will just
जरा हल्ले हल्ले चलो मोरे साजना हम भी पीछे है तुम्हारे.
yes, Soham, what is this? Soham? Okay, I think Soham is not aware of this, maybe. Okay, any other question?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
sir will along with you, sir, professor will also take the live sessions.
No, me and another instructor is also there, Abhishek, Arup, and Levin. So all instructor will take the live sessions. So professor will not take the live sessions.
Sir, I want to ask about one mail. I received a mail. It stated that either for the qualifier student, either they can attempt the assignments from week 1 to 4, or they can attempt the assignments from week 5 to 8.
बात है सर, क्या बात, ये बात है. अरे सर क्या बात है सर, क्या बात है सर, क्या बात, ये बात है. अरे सर क्या बात है सर, क्या बात है सर.
I have to remove this person. 1 second, give me.
Sir, I have a doubt in computation using memory models.
Yeah, give me a minute. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you can ask.
Sir, that mail I want to ask.
Okay, so you have qualified the previous qualifier?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is up to you. What do you want? You can just repeat all the things. Okay, all the assignment you can repeat. Or you can also start from the week 5.
No, sir. Actually, it was written that if we attempt from week 1 to 4, then this course will be valid for the quiz 1. And if we attempt for week 5 to 8, then it will be for week 2, quiz 2.
Still, you have to give the quiz 1 also, no?
Yes, sir. They are compulsory.
Yeah, it is compulsory. Okay. So I think score, the previous score will be updated, which you have, how many
sir.
marks you have got in the qualifier, the first four B. And finally, actually, the score will be calculated using this 10%. So 10% from the graded assignments. So
Okay, sir. Got it
your
now.
first 4 week marks will be included from your previous score, and then after that, this current term.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but for practice, I think you should also solve this term.
Yes,
problems,
definitely,
okay?
sir.
Okay. So because the graded assignments are changed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Any other query?
So computation using memory models for some of your numbers.
Sanket, your voice is not clear. Can you repeat?
So computation using memory models and some of first year numbers or
I'm only able to listen that question number 4. Are you talking about question number 4?
Yes, sir.
This one.
So generalized memory computation.
Still, your voice is not clear. Some noise are coming with your voice. What is your exact question? Can you write in the chat, or you can use some earphones like.
Sir, I have doubt in computation using a memory model, infinite sum.
Which question you are talking about?
Sir, in class, some of the numbers.
No, Sanket, we are not. You are not audible properly. I am not able to understand anything.
Sir, can you please tell your mail ID?
You can just use from the Discord forum, na? Naman?
Yes, sir. Sir, I am learning to actually use the discussion forum.
Yeah, so you can just post your query on the forum, and we will reply on the forum. You can see my email ID.
Okay, sir.
I have also replied some on the some post, so you can check the email. Yeah. Any other?
Yes, sir. I have a little doubt.
Yes, Satyam.
Sir, what is peripherals?
Peripherals is the just a some output device. When we communicate like this, if we are communicating with some external device, so suppose if we are connecting a pen tab with the computer, so this is one additional hardware which is connected with our computer. Okay, so it will also communicate to the computer, and our mouse is also connected, and our printer is also connected with the computer. So how these actually another hardware which are connected with our computer. Okay, so that also comes under the peripheral things, so which are actually outside of this CPU and main memory.
Sir, I have put my doubt in.
Okay, sir, got it.
They are the surroundings to the CPU or the computer, like mouse, printer, touch screen.
Anything, yeah, which are actually connecting with our
What
device.
is peripheral programs?
Peripheral programs?
Yes, sir.
Where this term is used, peripheral programs?
Sir, teacher has taught us in 1.3 lecture that the memory has also some kind of peripheral programs stored in that.
Okay, peripheral programs. So this is also related to the peripheral devices. So some operation which is actually performed. So suppose if we are connecting this network, so some NIC card is used. Okay, this network interface card is used. So some programming is required to perform this networking things. Okay, so this type of external things which is actually required for the computers. So some specific program is also stored for that process. Okay, so some specific program is also required for this.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I think the peripheral program refers to when I have previously said that keyboard is interacting with the memory. So I think this interaction takes place due to this peripheral program.
That actually peripheral device is not. So if we are communicating with the peripheral device, so which example I have gave that this network communications. So if we are communicating through the internet, so that actually some network interface card is used. So that is also comes under the peripheral device. Okay, so some specific program is written for that, similar to the another printer or a USB connection. If we are connecting any pen drive to our computer, so how it will read the data from the back, that pen drive, these things. So some program is required to communicate from the peripheral devices. So that part is actually stored in the main memory. Okay, so yeah,
Sir,
Aditya,
I
you are
have a
also
query.
correct.
In lecture 7, what is bootstrap compiler?
Yeah, bootstrapping is also one process. Actually, what happened, uh, if you know that how our computer is actually start. Okay, so there is one more type of memory, read-only memory, which is generally called the ROM. Okay, and where one program is stored in the ROM. This is actually read-only memory, and that program is written permanently in this ROM. So when we just click on the power button, so that ROM program is execute first. And what is the task of this ROM program is actually load the operating system files into the RAM. Okay, so that process is actually called the bootstrap process, booting. So if you know the terms booting, what we are doing, booting the operating system. Okay, so that means
Sir, it will be illustrated in future more, or it is not mandatory to in this course.
no, not mandatory for this course. This is related to the operating system and hardware things, computer things.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
first, so to actually RAM, how the computer will start. So some specific program is written inside the ROM memory. Actually, that program is actually load the required file of the operating systems to load run in the computer. Okay, so once you press the power button, so your operating system actually start. So how that operating system is loads to the RAM memory. So that is the task of the this booting process.
Sir, it is basically about starting computer.
Yes, starting computer, which I'm just saying. Okay. After that, after once the operating system start, then OS handle all the things.
Okay.
Sir, I think BIOS is also a part of before booting, right?
Booting means is the same thing, na? Booting means how we are loading the operating system into a RAM. So, is there any operation which is performing before the OS running?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that there is one process started before the OS started actually in the computer. So that that process actually load the OS into a RAM, and then after loading the RAM, OS into a RAM, then our operating system will ready to perform other tasks.
Okay, sir. I think BIOS will actually check whether input and output systems were actually correct before the computer starts.
That things is also checked by the BIOS.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that BIOS is actually written by the manufacturer. Okay, and it is stored in the read and only memory. You cannot update that, but by some external things or from the company side, it may be updated.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Komindra, do you have any question? Any other question? Other query?
No, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, so initial 2 week, just do the things which are actually in the content or in the assignments, and regularly join the assignments for the qualifier exam. Okay, so many things will be discussed in the live session also regarding the how we can solve the questions. So in the second week, some new types of question will come based on the number system. So actually some type of questions are not discussed in the lecture, but we will discuss it during the live session. That okay. So live sessions are also important for the qualifier.
Sir, I have put my doubt in message.
Where? Okay, in the chat. One second.
That is qualifier exam, computer based test
Yes.
exam.
On the TCS center, yes.
Okay, sir.
Consider the following sequence of step computation using the memory model. Can you go to the step M0? Compute the value of the step. Yeah, I think I just explained this. Now, this is graded question. This question was discussed few minutes. Oh, okay. So, what is your query?
Sir, I don't understand that.
Okay. 1 second. So I will, because this is a graded question, I will explain 2-3 steps. Okay. Then after that you can go ahead.
Okay. Sir, for infinite terms, sir,
Sorry?
Sir, for infinite sums or sum of n numbers.
सर वो तो infinite loop का concept था वो समझ नहीं आया.
Okay, 1 second. So I'm quickly explaining this. Okay, so this sequence of steps is given. Okay, and you know that computer execute instruction top to down approach, but we can also manage this flow of execution by some this decision control statements. So for the 8th question, okay, so for 8th question, the k value is given. K value is given. Now just replace this k value by 6. Now I am putting this value 6. Okay, for the 8th question. Now start from the first instruction. We have two memory location M0 and M1. Okay, initially what is the value of M0? 2, and what is the value of M1? 1. After that, from instruction 3, we are incrementing the value on the right side by 1. So what is the previous value of M1? Is 1. We are adding 1. So 1 plus 1, 2. And 2 will be stored in the M1 location. So that means the previous value updated by the 2. Okay. So I am just mentioning the update in that way. Okay. Once again, by the 4th instruction. So what is the previous value of M1 now? 2. And we are adding 1. So now it will become 3, correct? And next instruction, once again, we are incrementing, we are adding 1 and we are getting 4. And next instruction is M6 instruction, M0 equal to M0 plus 1. So M0 value was 2. 2 plus 1 will become 3.
3.
Correct? Now we are coming on to the 7th steps. Now we are checking that if M0 is less than 6, so that means this is a conditional things. Either this condition will be true or false. Okay, if this condition is true, we will perform these things. If this condition is false, then we will move to the next steps. Okay, so now what is the value of M3? Sorry, this M0, 3. 3 is less than 6, true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this condition is true. That means go to the step M0. So what is the current value of M0 is 3. So that will go to the step 3. And what is the step 3 is this one. That means we are directly jump to the step number 3 and we will start execution from 3 again. Okay. So now when we jump to the step number 3, what was the previous value of M1? 4?
4.
Okay. Now we are adding 1 again. 4 plus 1. So it will become 5 from next instruction. Once again we are adding 1. 6. Then once again 1. Okay, so plus 1, it will become 7. Now next instruction is M0 equal to M0 plus 1. So what was the previous value? 3, 1. Now it will become 4. And now we are coming again on the 7th steps. Now we are checking M0 is less than K6 or not. So what is the current value of M0? 4. 4 is less than 6, true. Once again. Okay. Now go to step M0 value. So now the M0 value is 4. So you will move to the 4th step now. Okay. And then you will execute this once again 7 plus 1, 8. Now next instruction is this 5. Okay, so once again plus 1 9. Okay, now m0 equal to m0 plus 1, so plus 1 5. Okay, now 5 0 is sorry, this 5 is less than 6, yes, true. So in that way, just complete this flow. Okay, so after next process, maybe this condition will become false, and then you will move to the next step and complete. So after complete of this execution, check that what final value is stored at m0 at m1. That is the answer of this 8th problem.
Answer for the infinite loop, what to do?
Yeah, infinite loop. So what is
Ninth
the things?
question.
Yeah, your 9th question. So how infinite condition can come? Okay, so you in this to solve this 8th problem, you can see that we are jumping at any previous steps by this condition, 7th condition. Okay, so initially we move to the this 3rd step. In the next instruction, we are moving to the 4th steps. Maybe in the next step, next process, we will move to the 5th steps. Okay, so every time what we are doing, we are just moving to the back and coming onto the same. Okay, and in that way we are just coming closer, and at any time this condition will become false. So is there any possible value of k where if we will get the 7th value in the m0? Okay, so this m0 is actually deciding the jumping step number for the jump. Okay, so if any time, if m0 value, if we will get 7. Okay, so this if m0 becomes 7, so 7th means we will always jump at the same steps. Okay, that means from the 7th steps we will come back again 7th steps. In this way, this m0 value will not update. Okay, so if we are executing the 7th steps, and after executing these steps, so this jump process is also coming on the same step again. So in this cycle, we are not updating this m0. So m0 will remain 7. Okay, so that means this m0 value is not updating, and in the next step, once again this will jump again in the similar way, same 7. Okay, so what is the possibility of k if our m0 will become 7? So what should be the value of k? So every time this jump will be happen on the same steps. So in this way, this cycle will run infinite time. Are you getting? I think after more explanation, you will get the answer for this. I have mostly closer to the answer.
Yes, sir. Little bit understand.
Okay, just think about that. If any time this m0 value will become 7, then this instruction will execute again and again. Okay, so what is the possible value of k? So this m0 will become 7. What is the minimum possible value of this? Okay, so if you, for example, I'm just giving you one random answer. If we assign k equal to 15, okay, k equal to 15, still you will I'm just assuming that k equal to 15. Okay, still you will get, come into an infinite condition. How? But in question, I think this k, what is the minimum possible value of k is asking that. Okay, so suppose if I'm taking k equal to 15, what will happen? In the first cycle, okay, so if we are coming from the above, so in the first process, what was the previous value of m0? So we are deciding our process based on this m0 value. So what was the previous value of m0? 2. And we have incremented this value at step 6, it will become 3. And now we are starting comparison from 3. So 3 is less than 15, correct. Okay. At that time, what was the value of m0? 3. So we will move to the step number 3. Okay. So this is the first step. Then our value will increase 4. 4 is less than 15. Yes, correct. Then we will move to the step number 4. Then if it will it become like this, 5 is less than 15, correct. Now we will move to the step number from this to step number 5. Then we will increment once more, so 6 is less than equal to 15, yes, correct. Now we will move to the 6th step. Okay, still 6 is less than, so we will increment by 1. So we will increment by 1, 7 is less than 15, correct. Now you can see that we will jump to the same instruction. This is now 7. Okay, so 7, then 7, in the 7th step we are not updating value. In the next step it will again remain 7, 15. Okay, once again same things. So now at this stage 7 is less than 15, yeah, this condition is true. So now this value is not updating by any instruction. So the 7 will remain same in the each instruction after that. 7 is less than 15 like this. Okay, and
Sir, we can take the value of k as 7 as the minimum possible.
Now you can decide what should be the answer. This is graded question. Okay, I have just give some upper value. Now you should decide what should be the smallest value possible. Okay, I will not give the answer.
Sir, how to make a condition on that k? M0 is less than.
No, k value we can assign anything. Na? In the 8th question, we are assuming k equal to 6, and we are asking what should be the value. Now 9th question, we are just asking that what should be the minimum possible value of k. So this program will go into the infinite loop. Okay, so now you can understand how this program is how this sequence of instruction is coming inside the infinite loop. So when our M0 value is reaching the 7, so that means we are jumping to the 7th steps, and 7th step is the same step where from we are jumping. Okay, so this is the similar instruction.
Sir, if I have to make a sum of first 100 numbers, then what should I do?
100 number means, sorry, what?
Sir,
100?
sum of first 100 numbers. 100 numbers, sir, first natural numbers.
Okay, so you are asking some problems, because if you want to calculate the sum of first 100 number, correct?
Yes, sir, like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you just want to write the some similar type of code. Okay, so you can take register or memories. Okay, so suppose I am taking some register. So R0 equal to 0 initialization, first thing. Okay, and now the second instruction is like that, R1 equal to, and now we can take some condition. So we want to add some first 100 numbers, so 0 plus 1 like this. Okay, and okay, so we can also set up this R1 equal to 0, and in the third step we can write like this, R1 equal to R1 sorry, 1 second, so what value will increase? So okay, or we can store the final answer, suppose R0, so R0 plus R1 like this. Okay, now we can take one condition, next condition. So what we can do, and we can increment this R1 by R1 plus 1 like this. And next condition we can take, if R1 is less than equal to 101. Okay, then go to step, where this like this 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, go to step 3. Okay, and now finally, if sixth step is end, and finally you will get the answer in R0.
Sir, R1 is a temporary memory, sir.
This is registers.
We will be
memory or register, you can take anything. I am taking register, suppose. Okay. Yeah, what you are saying, can you repeat? Yes, Ankit, go ahead.
No, sir. No, sir.
So can you just flow this, just execute this sequence of instructions? So now R0 equal to 0 initially. Okay, R1 we started from 0, or you can also start from 1. Okay, because we want to start. So suppose if you start from 1, this is also fine. So now in the next step, what is happening? R0 value is updated by 0 plus 1. Okay, and now we increase the R1 value by 1. So R1 value will become, previous value was 1, now it will become 2. Okay, and we are checking what is the R1 value is 2 is less than 101. Yes, correct. Go to step 3. Now R1 value is already updated by 2. So next addition will be happen in the previous value. So 0 plus 1. So previous value was 1. So 1 plus 2. Okay, now you will get 3. And same things we will repeat again. We will increase the R2 value by 3. And once again, we will add into a next. So 3 plus 3 equal to 6. Now, so this process will repeat again and again. And every time you are simply adding 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 till 100. Okay. And at any time when you reach, so this R1 become is a 100. 100 equal to 1. Okay. So at that time, this condition will become false and you will move to the end. So finally, you are getting R0 equal to sum of first 100 number. Okay.
Yes, sir. Understand.
Yeah. So this is just a flow of execution. How you can design this flow of, the sequence of instructions. So you will get the desired output.
Set of updated. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, that question is also similar. So just try to solve I have very so closer to the answer. Just decide that what should be the correct answer for the 9th question. Okay, so the minimum positive value. So I have just give one 15, but that 15 is not the minimum possible value. You can also choose the small value. Okay. Yeah, any other question? Any other query? Or if you have any query, you can also ask in the tomorrow session 3 to 5.
Okay, sir.
Regarding the B.
Okay, sir.
Content. Yes.
Now there is no doubt.
Okay. Okay, then if there is no doubt, then we can wind up the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.